Yes, good evening, and a warm welcome to 100% here, greeting from Minecraft webinar series. Today's session on importance of gut health, and the speaker from gut health expert from California. Mrs. Neelima Thought is a natural lifestyle follower. She has completed her master's in biotechnology, postgraduate diploma in agribusiness management. She has been practicing yoga for the past 25 years, completed courses in Ayurveda, natural health, health science, and yoga courses from different organizations. Sound healing and music medicine. She learned Panjabhuta therapy from Uni5 Shakti Foundation, using which she got healed from severe arthritic qualities
Ulcerative
condition. Yeah, she has been volunteer from the past 14 years till date at the Uni5 Shakti Foundation, helping people to overcome their health problems, especially their gut health issues. Thank you very much for accepting our invitation, and the platform is yours. Now you can continue.
Thank you, Jain sir. Namaste, everybody. So, as sir introduced, I have been following Uni5 Panchabhuta therapy, where we use all the 5 elements to come out of any kind of health issue. And all the information I'm presenting here is just out of my own personal experience, and it's not any kind of consultation or medical advice. So, this is my background as introduced by sir. So basically I followed the 5 element therapy, and it doesn't just help our gut health as discussed. It's not just focusing on the digestive system, but it helps in the overall well-being of our health. And now my mission is just to help others also suffering from these digestive issues and bring their normal life back and enjoy. So earlier I was so sick and I had become so lean. I reached to just 40 kilos weight, and which actually I was at that time 60 kgs. So 20 kilos dropped during the illness, but gradually I recovered and completely symptom free. So as mentioned, it is going to help the entire body and not just the digestive system. So in this 5 element therapy, we are going to use the naturally available 5 elements which this universe is made of. They are the earth, water, fire, air, and space. So these 5 elements we see in the universe as well as within us. So we are interrelated. Constant exchange of these 5 elements happen. The food we consume, the water we consume, right? The heat element from the sun rays, and the air element through our breath, and the space available around us, also within us. So these 5 elements are so much embedded within us, and just connecting with these elements bring us back our health. Because some imbalance between these elements happen. Some element will be more, the fire will be more, and then we end up in health issues like acidity, ulcers. So such imbalance in elements itself causes our health issues. And going to the root and addressing these 5 elements at the elemental level helps us recover. It is that simple. And in Uni5, we connect ourselves at 5 levels. Ourself we connect as our body, mind, intelligence, and self-awareness and consciousness. So body, as we see, our physical body, mind, the emotional mind that we think, our emotions, then our likes and dislikes. So all those emotional issues come under mind. The intelligence is where we make decisions. Our logical analysis part works there. Then the self-awareness, where we are aware of ourselves, as we say I. that self, where we connect matters. So wherever we put that awareness level, our awareness, that is ourself. Like I may feel I am a female, or I may feel I am a doctor, or whatever is our awareness. Where we connect, that is the self-awareness, where we project ourselves, we feel ourselves, right? And then space is that consciousness where it is accommodating all of us. It is that universal, unconditional love and oneness within all of us, that we connect to the space element and the consciousness of ourself, which is one. So we are actually made up of 5 layers, just like we connected to the 5 elements. So our body, our self is in 5 layers, which we call as panchakoshas, right? And it is like the nesting doll, which is one inside other. So it is like this, our being is like this. So any layer impacts the other layer. Like if we don't take proper food, which is the Annamaya Kosha, then it affects our mind and we can't experience that Anandamaya Kosha, the happiness. Or if our mind is agitated and our Manomaya Kosha is affected, we can't experience physical vibrant health. And same way, there won't be any happiness. Our intelligence will be blurred, Vijnanamaya Kosha. Our energy will be drained with our unwanted thoughts. So each layer impacts the other layer. So any element, any layer missing within us affects the other layer. And so healing from the 5 elemental level is the simple technique to bring back our health, addressing at all the 5 layers, all the 5 levels of ourselves. So talking about gut health, our gut is referred to from the mouth to anus is also considered, and it is also referred sometimes from esophagus to the anus part. Right? So the complete, basically the digestive system of ourself is called gut. And in our gastrointestinal system, the digestive system, we actually have many microbes present in us. Actually, these microorganisms are trillions in number, which we can't see, and they are actually more than our cells. They are 10 times more than our human cells. And we nowadays hear the term microbiota, right? So it is the collection of all these microorganisms in a particular place, any location. If it is, we are talking about skin, it is called skin microbiota. If we are talking about the oral microbiome, like the microbes present in our mouth, like it is oral microbiota. And the genes of those microbes together, the genome of them are called as microbiome. And so if we are talking about the oral microbiome, it is oral microbiome. We are talking about the skin, it is skin microbiome. So these are just the terms referring to the microorganisms present in that particular location. And so talking about gut microbiome, which is the microorganisms present in our gut. So we are basically microbial body. Though we think and appear as human body, we are microbial body. We have more than 10 to 15 times of, they are more than 10 to 15 times of our human cells, and 100 to 150 times more genes they have than the human genes. And it is, the research shows that the microbial diversity denotes our health. What that means is, diversity means different kinds of microorganisms, not having only particular single microbe, but various different microorganisms brings us health, because each microbe has their role to play and they have different functions. Like these microorganisms play a major role within us. They are the ones who maintain our immunity, who makes the digestion, who secretes the hormones. So in every function of our body, these microorganisms are involved. And hence, each of them have their own role to play. So a diversity is very much necessary for having good health. And when there is imbalance in these microorganisms, that is, when there are, like, we have good and bad microbes within us. So when this balance of good and bad gets imbalanced, if there are more number of harmful bacteria present in us, that is called dysbiosis, where we are experiencing the effect of more harmful bacteria. And so what happens in that process is, we have epithelial lining of our intestines, they have tight junctions where it's like a gut barrier. It doesn't allow the toxins and harmful microbes enter into our bloodstream. But when there is imbalance, the lining gets disturbed. There will be gaps formed between these junctions of our gut lining. And so that becomes leaky. Our gut becomes leaky, and hence all the toxins, microbes, unwanted proteins, undigested food particles, everything gets entered into our system. So that's where we end up in all the digestive issues plus allergies, because our immune system starts attacking them, those toxins entering our blood. So this dysbiosis is the major cause for all our health issues. So bringing this balance back, bringing more beneficial bacteria into our gut is the key, right? So these gut microbiome play a crucial role, as we saw, in everything. Even it controls our mood. So if there is imbalance, all the autoimmune disorders nowadays which we see are because of this imbalance. And 70% of our immune system is present in our gut, especially the large intestine, because large intestine or the colon is the place where most of the microorganisms are present. And in the microorganisms, there is more number of bacteria. Bacterial species are dominant. Then, because there are other things like fungi, virus, protista, all those, but bacteria is the one which is dominant there. So gut is also called our second brain, and they function our mood, emotions, everything. And as per Ayurveda, understanding the gut health as per Ayurveda, it is like, now as per modern science, it is said that large intestine holds major bacterial colonies. And as per Ayurveda, large intestine carries the Vata element, the Vata dosha. Like, it is the seat of Vata. Vata is one of the dosha as per Ayurveda, where it is involved with the wind element and space element. And this Vata controls the entire body. Like, there will be one wind, the prana, but it distributes as 5 when it enters our body, like prana, vyana, udana, samana, and apana vayu. So it distributes into 5 and functions at various levels in our body. Like samana vayu will take care of our digestive system. Udana vayu will take care of our upper part of our body, respiratory system. So like that, the whole body is taken care by this vata dosha. And it is located in large intestine. As the modern science says, it is the large intestine which has more community of microbes which rule this entire body. So similarly, it is the vata which is ruling our body, and all the movements, the enteric nervous system, that is, just like we have the nervous system of our body connected to spinal cord, we also have nervous system within our gut. It is called enteric nervous system. So the signaling happens. The signals come from the gut to the brain also it goes. So the gut says, I'm hungry now. So the signal is sent. The gut says, now I'm full. So all those secretions and when to stop, when to eat, everything happens through this nervous system of our gut. And that is controlled by Vata again as per Ayurveda. And that's why we see most of the disorders in as per Ayurveda, any diseases we undergo is mostly because of Vata problem. 80 number of diseases are named because of imbalance of Vata, and 40 are connected to Pitta dosha, and just the Kapha people are least affected. Just 20 diseases connected for Kapha dosha. So these are three different doshas as per Ayurveda: Vata, Pitta, Kapha, and they are like strings of our body which control again our health of our body. And talking about microbes, they also perform activity called fermentation. So it is a process where breakdown of food particles or any organic matter happens. So its role is to break down organic matter. So if we consume any food, that food gets broken down in that process is called fermentation. And it is when it is done by these microbes, it is called fermentation. So this process is usually an ancient technique which everybody throughout the world have been following, fermentation technique to preserve any food items. So usually in Western countries, we won't get good amount of sun during winter season. So to preserve those food that is available in summer, which is not available in winter, like fruits, vegetables, they won't grow in these minus temperature degrees. So people produce whatever the produce is available in summer, they preserve it using the fermentation techniques, the fruits, vegetables. And that has been continuing. It is just a method of preservation, and where the food is transformed by these microbes into some more valuable products. It's not just preservation, but the nutrition value of the food is enhanced during this process of fermentation. And it also in our body, when we consume some fermented foods, it kindles our digestive fire. Like there will be more increase of the fire element within us. We will be able to digest food better, and they also perform various other activities further. So it helps in digestion. And there are something called fermented foods where they are like probiotics, prebiotics, and parabiotics. These are just terms, but we have been consuming these. Probiotics are the live microbes. So we are consuming the good bacteria as such. Examples will be like curd, buttermilk. They will have live good bacteria. And so they bring the benefit to us. Then there are prebiotics. Prebiotics means they form food for these good bacteria. So we want to enhance the number of good bacteria within us, right? So taking the food that will feed the good bacteria within us will flourish more of good bacteria. So that is the concept. And so prebiotics are all natural foods which are high in fibers, are all called like fruits, vegetables, whole grains, whole pulses, legumes. They all come under prebiotics. And then there are parabiotics, which are like cooked form of the prebiotics or probiotics. When we cook them, the fibers and the fermented foods which are cooked, like idli, dosa, where initially the grains, the mixture is allowed to ferment. So fermentation has taken place. The food is already broken down into simpler form, and then we are cooking it. So even though we cook it, still it will have some beneficial effect for our body and intestines. And so just bringing this increasing good bacteria within us and bringing balance into our gut microbiome brings us health. And nowadays we see in every family, some or the other experience the digestive issues. Names are so many, but the root is the imbalance of the gut microbiome, the dysbiosis. So I had undergone this ulcerative colitis, Crohn's, and doctors had given names, and they also said IBS, irritable bowel syndrome, and ulcers were there, stomach gastritis. but basically it was our gut microbiome, which is also connected to emotional health, that is also playing major role in these digestive disorders. Because we are 5 layers, our emotional health also affects our physical body. And the good news for us is we can modulate this microbiome. Whatever imbalance that is our current condition, we can change it for good. So we can change from more number of harmful bacteria to more beneficial bacteria. So we can modulate this microbiome. That is, we can change whatever is the current state of our microbial balance. And constantly we are day-to-day life, we are exposed to the food we take, water, air, all these we are naturally exposed, right? So these are called like epigenetics. Like from genes we carry few things, few health conditions from our parents, grandparents. But there is a factor of epigenetics, which we call the environment which we are exposed to also affects our health. And research says that 75% of our health is connected to epigenetics, which is our environment, than just the 15%, 25% of the genetics. So it is very easy, and we should be happy that we can change it as per to correct our health. So it is that simple, taking good food, food rich in the fibers that we saw, like prebiotics, taking live bacteria, probiotics, and parabiotics, and taking many other things are involved, like taking foods rich in polyphenols, which are again food for the good bacteria. So such things, when we consume, we can bring the balance in our system. So it's a very easy thing to correct our health. Basically, it says that. And various factors specific to digestive health that affects us are our current lifestyle, the microbiome, and as per Ayurveda, it is the Agni, it is called as like the fire element within us. Only when there is the digestive fire that helps to digest the food, we can experience health. Because if the food is not properly digested, it becomes a toxin. It is called ama as per Ayurveda. So we should first be able to properly digest the food we consume. And only then the later parts, like food becomes, the anna becomes rasa, rakta, mamsa, medha. So all 7 tissues are formed in our body when the digestion happens first properly. And hence digestive health is too very much connected with Agni. Then our stress affects a lot, because during stress we hold things. The digestive juices are not released. So the body gets into that fight or flight mode, where we start fighting with the situation we are in or escaping, and not concentrate on the digestion. So our digestion is affected there, and hence the indigestion, toxin formation, and more number of bad bacteria. And the diet affects us a lot, because nowadays we are consuming lot of processed foods, right? It is filled with chemicals, preservatives. So that is affecting us a lot. So what we consume, we build that kind of microbiome within us. So if we consume natural foods, foods rich in fibers and all, the good bacteria will grow, because they are the food for the good bacteria within us. But when we consume the processed foods, they feed the bad bacteria within us. So that's how we encourage bad bacteria to grow within us, which causes the imbalance and lead to dysbiosis. So these are the major things affecting our digestive health. And we give health courses in Uni5, and gut health course specifically. We cover all these things in much detail, going into depth of 5 elements, role of our mind, how it affects us, diet and lifestyle, microbiome and fermented foods, Ayurvedic approach, dealing with various digestive issues, like so many names we have seen, right? We go into deeper details of it. And then yoga and specific pranayam techniques specifically for gut health. So this is the thing. And from tomorrow it starts new batch. So anybody interested can join the course, register and join. Yeah, thank you so much. If you have any questions, you may ask now.
Yes, sir, Dr. Venukumar.
Okay. If you are
Yes, sir.
interested, you can watch my talk on prebiotics, probiotics, antibiotics. I gave this
No,
talk last year, I think. So
sure,
that
sir.
one, everything
Sure,
about the gut health.
sure, sure.
Okay.
Definitely,
Thank
sir.
you.
Please share the link. Thank you.
How to cure indigestion system?
Indigestion, sir. Yes. So basically, the digestion is the major factor, and indigestion is the first thing that we can observe as the symptom, where we will know our gut is in dysbiosis, right? So we are not able to digest the food, which is indigestion. So we need to increase the fire element within us, which is the digestive fire, so that the digestion happens better. So for that, what we can do, we can take the help of spices, right, which are high in fire element. So spicy means they are tikta rasa, which has the fire element. We can do exercise and increase the fire element within us, right? We can do pranayam to increase the fire. We can take foods, fresh foods, little warm in condition. So always make sure you don't consume any old foods, cold foods, right? And not drink water untimely while eating foods, because the digestive juices will get diluted. So digestion won't happen properly. So at all five levels, we should address the issue. Yeah, that will help to correct indigestion.
Madam, how to cure constipation problem?
Constipation?
Problem.
Yes. Yeah. See, actually, we can address everything. It should be like customized manner, because every individual is different, and it depends on the person, which element is missing in them, where is the imbalance. But generally, addressing the Agni, if there is proper digestion, it helps in constipation as well. So in constipation, we should avoid things. It is mostly because of more wind element within us. Constipation is where our stool gets hard, right? And the passing stool becomes difficult. So there is more wind, just like we use wind to dry our clothes, right? So similarly, there is more wind in us, and reducing that wind element within us, pacifying the vata within us helps, like including more oil massages. So stop taking drying foods like chips, or astringent taste foods like more. Raw banana will actually help, but if you take it in uncooked, like not using much oil, because nowadays we are thinking oils are bad for health. Now, raw banana, which is astringent in taste, but when consumed cooked with less oil, it will it will cause the constipation. That astringent taste will have more wind element. So inclusion of more ghee oils help to reduce the wind element. Also,
And
stress also affects, as I said. Sorry,
no, can you stop the sharing? So,
stop share. Okay, sir.
yeah,
Yeah, sure,
yes,
sir.
okay. Okay.
Yeah, so stress also affects constipation, because in stress we hold things. So we also hold stool. There won't be that peristaltic movement of our intestines. So the food doesn't move forward. Everything gets blocked. We stop things in stress. So emotions also affect us. So we need to relax ourselves, take fiber rich food, include good fats like ghee and oils, unprocessed oils, unrefined oils. So these things should help. Drinking good amount of water, all the five elements.
Can I ask one question?
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
So, what are the foods like which are alkaline in nature? Like, you know,
Yeah,
people,
alkaline
I
is
mean,
basically,
I have just heard that, most of the times we are eating acidic, so we must eat some of the alkaline food. So
yeah, yeah.
that's why I'm asking.
Yes. So most of our vegetables that we consume are alkaline in nature. All the vegetable juices and all are alkaline in nature. So that's why they will have
Basically,
vegetables have
raw
more
vegetables.
raw cooked also. So
Okay.
they're high in minerals.
Okay.
So they help in making our body also alkaline. And mostly the non-veg foods will be more creating acidity in us, acidic environment within us.
Thank you.
Yeah, welcome.
Yes, Srishti
Doctor,
ma'am.
Namaste, ma'am.
Yes. Namaste.
Yeah, yeah. Ma'am, actually, I have lots of deficiency. I am a thyroid patient from last 15, 16 years. I have lots of deficiency right from 2, 3 years, ma'am, like vitamin, calcium, and B12, and many deficiencies. And even I took actually the tablets, supplements 2 times, and again, it didn't work. Even after 2, 3 months, also, again, it was the same. Then recently, last month, I again met the doctor. Again, they have given the medicines, and they have given some medicines which helps my gut system also, ma'am. Because of the gut system, the observation is not happening. Even if I take the supplements like for
Correct.
iron and calcium and hemoglobin, and my hemoglobin level is 9, 8, and it is very less. And calcium level, everything is less. And they have even they gave the gut medicine systems also, like to correct the gut system. But I just wanted your tips to understand. Can you just give some 2, 3 tips where which really helps me, because I have started my supplements already. But anything particularly related to yoga which helps my gut system, and any specific food if you say that on daily basis which is mandatory to take. So these
Yeah.
two will help me, ma'am.
Sure, very much.
Ah.
So addressing at 5 levels will definitely help you, ma'am. And so at food, you can include more of like coconut in your diet. That helps in thyroid functioning. Thyroid basically takes care of our entire body metabolism. So if that's affected, the whole system gets disturbed. And talking about the pranayam and yoga you mentioned, the Ujjayi pranayam helps a lot in activating the thyroid gland. So you can
Okay.
do that, and asanas uh, where the neck is stretched.
Understood, ma'am. Understood. But how
Those
about
kind
my
of
deficiency and all, ma'am? Like even after say, like how
deficiency.
exactly the gut system can be improved? So any specific food, if you say like at least some this 3, 4 things on daily basis, which you have to take it on mandatory, something like that is there, ma'am?
Yeah, see, you should understand. You can make changes if you're not following like this. You should soak the grains, nuts, seeds, even legumes, whatever you cook. Because what happens is these grains and the nuts, seeds, all these will have a protective layer around them. Because the seed of a plant is protecting itself to make it grow into a new plant. But we are consuming it, disturbing its cycle, right, in between. So we
Correct,
need to
ma'am.
break that coat which is protecting it, because it will have lot of phytates present in them. So these phytates, what happens when we consume just like that, they have tendency to stop the absorption of iron and all the nutrients you mentioned. So they are called anti-nutrients. So anti-nutrients are present in these seed coats, all the protective layers. So soaking them help in proper absorption of the nutrients. You can do that change.
Okay, okay. Sure, ma'am. Definitely, ma'am. As I have a slip disc, no, actually, I have a slip disc also, ma'am, like last 1.5 month back. And it is actually, to some extent, it is fine now. I'm able to sit and all. So, like, sitting on the floor might be difficult. With normal sitting, I can start with pranayama and all those things, no, ma'am?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, okay, fine, ma'am.
Yes.
Thank you,
Pranayam
doctor.
you can do even standing. You can just sit on the chair also, right?
Okay.
Ma'am,
The standing.
for this, for ma'am's question, like I was also relating to thyroid because I also have thyroid. So you
Mhm.
said, I just missed on that because signal went off for a while. So you
Okay.
said soak seeds and eat.
Yes, seeds means while cooking, if you are suppose you are cooking or eating the sunflower seeds, just soak them, wash them well, and then consume. If it is legume, soak them, cook them, and consume like
Uh,
that.
Legume means?
Legume means the moong dal, chana dal, the whole
Mhm.
Acha,
dals
soak,
Okay,
which
soak
have
okay.
and
like
then cook.
yeah, soak them well. Like overnight soaking is best. 7 to 8 hours is needed,
Then
and
Mhm.
make
then
dal.
yeah,
Okay.
that will help to break down those
We,
anti-nutrients.
and sunflower seeds we have to eat after soaking.
Yeah, any seeds, any nuts, everything better to
Including almond also, ma'am.
almond also. Yeah.
Okay, okay,
You
fine,
can
fine.
even peel because almond we
Ma'am,
can
I
remove the
also
peel.
have similar problem like you. My hemoglobin, my other parameters, they are always
Mm.
low because I have
Mm-hmm.
thyroid past 25 years.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Hi, so I am a psychology student, and I was thinking about how you were talking about stress and
Yeah.
digestive problems. So,
Mm-hmm.
could you please elaborate on how it actually affects? So, is it because of the cortisol activity, or what is it exactly?
Yes, sure. So basically in stress, we are in fight or flight mode where you, as you mentioned, cortisol increases, and we are in active mode to fight for the situation or worrying about the things going on in our mind. And our focus is not in our digestion process. The energy is not focused in the digestion. So energy is dissipated to other our unwanted thoughts and stress, whatever we are undergoing. So when the digestion is hampered, there is the toxin buildup happening in our body. Also, we release more number of acids as a reaction. So those acids again affect the gut lining. They start attacking and inflammation is happening in the gut lining. That leads to again gaps being formed in the gut lining, which we call as the gut barrier is broken. It becomes leaky, called as leaky gut. So
Yes.
that leads to all the toxins entering our bloodstream itself. And so nutrient absorption is not there, and toxins are entering in our system. So there is a lot of havoc happening, leading to autoimmune disorders. Like our own cells attacking our own body cells. Immunity affecting our own body.
Okay. So there is also talk about IBS, irritable bowel syndrome,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I've read many articles where it talks about how it is caused. There is also a biological factor like diet, and there's also
Yeah.
psychological, which is stress with connection with
Yes.
serotonin. I
Yes.
just want to know, is it curable? Because I have not read anyone which is curable. It's only manageable. Is it actually
Mhm.
curable in ways of
It
Ayurveda?
is. Yeah. Yeah. It is curable, 100%. I am the living example.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Because
Sure.
I have a client who's like highly in anxious mode and in a stress,
Mhm.
and he has
Yes.
over years. Uh,
Mhm.
he tells that it is because of the stress and the anxiety. And
Mhm.
whenever he goes to the doctor, it's like he's not getting a cure for it if it's from allopathy.
Mhm. Yeah.
So
You should relax, calm down. Definitely, it will
yes,
bring the balance. And yes,
thank you, ma'am.
100% curable. Yeah. Thank you. Welcome.
Just now, is it
Yes, sir.
okay? Just now, is it okay if I respond to her that
Yes,
query?
yes. Please, sir. Please, sir.
Just
Please add
you.
your inputs. Mhm.
Okay. In this group, as I understand, I happen to be the only person with a medical qualification, a
Mhm.
physician. Okay,
Mhm.
your question about stress and digestion. Am I right,
Yes,
Meeruji? Okay, simple. What happens in stress? The stress hormones like adrenaline and cortisol, they go high. Adrenaline, it reduces the blood circulation into the gut. So microcirculation into the gut. And for proper food digestion, the gut needs blood supply.
yes.
When it diverts the blood supply from the gut to some other parts, that affects the digestion. I think that I have made it easy and simple.
Yes, thank you so much. That is basically when the blood is like in for the palpitation or the other parts of limbs. Because when you're in stress and anxious mode, blood goes in the limbs and the heart, lungs. That's where the highest amount of blood is there, right? Circulation is there. So is that the reason why the digestion is not? It's like seized temporarily, but prolonged time of stress will cause a bad. It's a bad period for the digestion system, right? Because there's no
Yes.
circulation. That's
It,
as simple as
it, it is something like when you are driving a car,
hmm.
if you put the brake if you put the foot on the brake all the time, what will happen?
I think tires will become.
Acceleration. With the acceleration, the car won't move because one
Ah,
foot is on the brake all the
yes,
time.
yes, yes, yes,
The
yes,
same way, you are constantly stressed.
yes.
Then the blood flow will be constantly decreased to the intestine.
Thank you, sir.
And research also says that chronic stress is what leads to inflammation. The stress at times is okay, but that chronic stress is the cause for all the health issues.
Yes.
So the chronic stress is like if it is for more than 6 months.
No, every day we are having, right? Every day we have stress. Well, what, 6
So
months?
like I'm saying when we start using word chronic with stress.
Uh-huh. Like, yeah, like all the time being disturbed or in stress, in that stress mode.
So
We are
see,
not in peaceful
because
state.
stress is there and it is very productive also. We call it eustress.
Yeah, at times is okay. Like
But
once a day, maybe we can
yeah,
consider.
sometimes the stressors are there for a longer period, you know.
Yeah.
For
If it is
how long?
throughout the day, it is
My
a problem.
question is like when we say it is chronic, when it starts hampering day-to-day activities, I think, I mean, to my understanding,
Mm-hmm.
the person
Yeah,
is not able to perform day-to-day activities well and
correct.
it's affecting the
Exactly.
lifestyle, I think then it is chronic.
Exactly. Yeah, if we have a particular task and we are actively working on it, okay, we are stressed to complete the task, it is okay to have that stress because we'll be more efficiently doing the task. But if it is throughout the day and it is draining us, we are having lack of energy to do any job, it is affecting our activity of the day, it is definitely a chronic stress.
Hmm. Also, you know, when you were saying, and the doctors have also explained, I was just
Mhm.
trying to relate, like after eating heavy lunch,
Mhm.
you feel so lethargic and, you know, as if your weight is increased, your energy is down and all that.
Mhm.
Because
Mhm.
I think all your metabolism is at work and, you know, like, I guess
It
it
is
is.
at work, and nowadays actually we are not consciously eating food, right? We eat more than what a requirement. Actually, there should be that ratio maintained, half portion solid food, quarter portion liquid, whatever we consume, and quarter should be left empty for the digestion to happen. But because we completely fill it, we become lazy. That digestion won't happen there also because there is no space for it to move and digest things.
Okay, I also have one last question. Actually,
Mhm.
I visited someone and I have a thyroid, and like, you know, I consume around 2 glasses of water the moment I get up in the morning.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
probably I drink another glass midday, like I mean, after breakfast for 1 hour, after 1 hour or so after
Mhm.
breakfast. And
Mhm.
then probably 1 glass or 2 glasses by evening. So total
Okay.
5, 6 glasses a day.
Mhm.
So one of the doctor told me like if you have a thyroid, you should not consume too much of water in the morning. Is it?
Mhm. See, as per Ayurveda, it is said that when we are thirsty, we should consume water. When we are hungry, we should consume food. That is the logic, simple logic. So just take care listen to your body and just provide what it needs. Don't count like 1 glass in the morning, 2 glasses in the evening like that.
Mhm.
Just listen to your body and just provide that and we'll be fine. Our body very clearly gives the symptoms and asks for it.
Yeah, I actually really like the statement when you said it is very simple to stay healthy. Actually, it is true.
True.
because
Yes.
we actually don't listen to our body, we listen to our tongue most of the times.
Yes. Tongue, and we are not conscious also at times.
Yeah, we just
We'll
go.
be watching TV and consuming or discussing something, arguments are happening. We are actually not consuming, feeling that signals are not coming from the brain and gut. The gut brain axis is completely confused.
Mm. That is
Right.
true. Thank you.
Ma'am, may I ask a question?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
yes.
Fermentation of cooked grains like rice, is it desirable for health?
Yes, very much. It's very good. It helps a lot to increase the beneficial bacteria within us,
Okay, ma'am. Thank you. Thank
because
you.
we are building more number of the good bacteria is increasing, right? When we ferment, that kind of bacteria is building in that particular food. So it will
Okay, ma'am.
definitely help
Thank you.
us. Yeah, welcome.
Thank you very much.
One
Ma'am, I have a question. Ma'am,
Yes, sir.
after finishing the food, it keeps coming back to my mouth. Like
Okay.
the animals do the animals do the chewing and all. It keeps coming back to
Mm-hmm.
my mouth. Is it indigestion problem or?
Yeah, actually we have a sphincter, esophageal sphincter in our the tract, digestive tract. So when
Okay.
that remains open, that is when we are stressed, it will be open. So the food gets come back to our mouth. So you
Okay.
should do more of relaxation techniques, strengthen, build your strength in the digestive tract with asanas, pranayam. Yeah. It's little
Okay. That's it.
anatomical issue now. Actually, if you consume little less food as well, it will help you.
Okay. Less food,
Reduce
consuming
your,
little less food.
reduce your intake little bit in the beginning till it relaxes and gets to normal condition. You should gradually improve it.
Does it have any other effect? I
In
mean,
this,
I am
Other
developing with this vitiligo. Does it have any connection?
It can have when food doesn't get properly digested, and there is leaky gut, right?
Okay.
And the toxins enter our bloodstream. So body tries to attack, thinking there is some foreign particle in the blood, and
Mhm.
so infections and other skin effects also we can find when there are
Okay.
toxins present in the blood. Even the bacteria and all enter our blood, and the blood circulates entire body, right? Especially skin is very much reflected whatever is in the blood.
So if
Yeah.
it gets corrected, that can also be corrected, right?
Yes, from the root. Yeah, it may take some time, but yes,
Okay.
it can be corrected. But you can
Right.
properly consult Ayurvedic physician and take proper. There will be herbal medicines also, right? To more focused way to increase the healing capacity.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
ma'am,
Mhm.
I would like to add some one more important point here.
Please.
After eating, immediately we should not sleep. When
Mhm.
the sleep, based on the sleeping posture, also it will happen.
Definitely, definitely.
Uh,
There should be minimum 1 hour gap before going to sleep. Because
when
food is not digested and it is staying there itself, right?
there,
When
and
we lie,
when pressure applies on the stomach, it
yes,
will come through
naturally.
into your body.
Very correct.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for joining today to attend this session. So we can wind up. Thank you and good night.